channel. This is your girl Siobhan. Thank you for joining me today. As usual, it's always appreciated. I hope you all have been doing well. I hope your week has been fine and dandy. It's Monday. I really didn't do much this week. I was a little bit under the weather, so I was trying to spend time to just relax. I've been reading and writing and figuring out what else is next for Siobhan. I want to buy a vision board. I was actually thinking about that earlier. I was like, I really want to like start to like organize and write my thoughts down, because I feel like everything is just like kind of up here, and which is kind of good, but I think that if I write things down, it'll make it a little bit more clear. So that's what I'm trying to work on getting next. Anyways, yeah. I'm gonna jump into my topic today, and so my topic for today is being kind, but learning more so to be kind to and understanding to one another. Now I feel that, like, you know, we know this much about each other's lives. I don't care how long you've known a person, like there's always gonna be many things about people that you just don't know. People harbor all types of information and whatever, just, you know, for whatever reasons they choose to. Like usually it's like fear-based, you know, and being vulnerable and like trying to allow people in without feeling judged and whatnot. And I feel that when people have sorrow or like anything that's dealing with like grief, depression, anxiety, and stuff like that, we all process it very differently. You got some people that tend to pull away and more so want to be by themselves to kind of like process through what they're going through. And then you got people that just kind of want to be around, you know? And I think that we collectively have to just learn to respect what people are going through, and also understand that people may act out in certain ways and you won't even know why they're acting out. I'm trying to figure out like examples I can use to like really explain what I'm trying to say, because like even for myself, when I feel like I'm going through things, I tend to like pull away. Like I'm like a social, like I'm a fake social person. Like I want to be around. I want to be like, yo, what's up, for like a good hour, and then I'm like, all right, I'm ready to go. Like, cause like that's just how I operate, yo. Like I'm just like, yo, I want to like see people. I want to joke. I want to mingle, but I get bored easily. I'm like, okay, I'm over this. I'm just over it. Like I'm about to breeze out. But I find myself in a sense to when I'm not doing well, like I definitely like I'm not on the scene as much, like at all. Like I really just like just fall off, like because I feel like I don't need any distractions, you know. Like I want to take the time out to like focus in on what it is that I'm going through, what it is that, you know, life may be teaching me or telling me. And I'm one of those people where like I try not to like self-medicate. Like when I go through things, like I stay away from drinking, and I don't do anything else anyways, but I stay away from like whatever, you know what I'm saying? So that way I really have a clear, straight mind to focus on what I need to, you know? And like that, even people, like, because people mean well, you know, people always, not always, but people mostly mean well, but sometimes like it may not fall in line with what you need and what you're doing, you know? And you know, I think about it, like I'm just like, damn, like sometimes I feel bad because like I really like just kind of like people will reach out and be like, oh, Siobhan, you want to do this? And I'm like, nah, you know, like, well, I make up mad excuses as to why I don't want to go, just because I don't want to like always be honest about everything I'm going through, you know? Like I do feel that like definitely like we should be able to like express ourselves and you know, say when something's not right or whatever. But sometimes like it's just like, yo, this is my life, my battle. Like, yo, this is how I want to go through it, you know? And I think about how many people are just like, damn, Siobhan, like, yo, you don't even hit me up or blah, 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 blah. And I'm like, yo, it's really nothing. It's nothing personal. Like it's never ever ever personal. Like it's just it's me. You know, like it's not you, it's me. You know, but for real, like I always like to give myself space. You know, give myself time, give myself what I need to be able to be all right. And I may not always be the best at explaining that to people, and my actions definitely show that a lot. And I do apologize all the time, like, you know, when I go into those modes. But you know, it's also allowed me to think about the times when people have done similar things to me, where it's just like, damn, yo, like this person ain't hit me up, like I ain't heard from so and so in mad long, like so and so ain't checked up on me, or whatever the case is. And they could be going through the same thing, you know? Like, it's so easy to be like, oh, I'll never hear from my friends, or I'll never hear from this person or that person, or this person's acting like this, or this person's acting like that. When in reality, like, there's always a reason for it all, you know? And we may not always know these reasons. So, you know, it's important to be able to step outside yourself and, like, really just think about, you know, what a person may be going through, or not even just think about what they're going through, but just understand, like, yo, don't take shit personal, you know, because we've all had our moments where we've done some things that, you know, people were not okay with, you know, and it happens, you know, like it's human nature. We're gonna always have moments where, you know, it's not our, you know, usual typical selves or whatever. And should you, like, do I deserve to be, like, you know, completely, like, mistreated or whatever because of that? Nah, you know, like, shit happens. But I think that with me, like, I'm definitely always, like, very, like, once I get out of whatever the hell it is I'm going through, like, I'm like, yo, listen, I was just not feeling whatever this week. Like, I had mad shit that I was like going through. Like, I'm also honest too, you know, like, as much as, like, I pull away, I'm honest the same way. And, you know, I definitely obviously have things that, like, I want to work on, like, and not just, like, pull away from everyone, because through the midst of that, I realized, like, damn, like, yo, it really is lonely. Like, I feel like I need people around, you know. But it's just like, I don't want to be around people when I'm not feeling like myself, you know. Like, that's the part that you know, keeps me away. I'm like, yo, I'm not trying to be, like, all jokey right now. Like, I'm not in a jokey mood. Like, can you handle that? Like, are you going to be okay with me just being kind of like, whatever, you know? Like, you get into those modes. Like, it's hard because, like, yo, when you're, you know, I think about this a lot. Like, when you're a comedian, or, like, you're like The Rock, you know, like, everyone kind of, like, depends on you to kind of anchor them or whatever. Like, it's almost like you don't have room to be multi-dimensional. Like, people think that you're just this is what you are. Like, you're a funny person, you're supposed to be a funny person. You're a strong person, you're always supposed to be a strong person. You're a happy person, you're always supposed to be a happy person. People fail to realize that, yo, that's not realistic. Like, there's so many different layers and levels to it. And, you know, I think that it puts certain people in a position to believe that, like, Daniel, if I'm not in this mode all the time, like, will I still be accepted? Is it still going to be okay? Do people still want to be around? Oh, so-and-so's kind of, like, in a mood. Like, she's not really being, like, the fun person that I'm normally used to. Like, are you just going to be like, and, like, kind of, like, be like, whatever, and pull away? Because, like, yo, I think that, like, some of the biggest offenses is when you kind of let your guards down, and it's not received well, or, like, people just don't care. Like, people don't want to be hurt, yo. People just don't want to be hurt, and which is why people do the things that they do. Why people pull away, why people put walls up, you know what I'm saying? Because there's just a sense of, like, yo, I don't want to be hurt, you know, or I don't want to be, like, misunderstood, or I don't want to be mistreated, because I'm feeling not like myself, or I'm feeling indifferent, or whatever you're going through, you know. I just think that it's beneficial if we just, you know, the next time you're in a situation where you feel like, yo, I ain't heard from so-and-so, or I feel like so-and-so is kind of being distant, or I feel like so-and-so's being whatever, maybe instead of, like, thinking about yourself at that moment, and it's not to say that you're selfish, like, we all kind of naturally do that, like, yo, because you know, you take things personally, you don't even realize that you're taking things personally, but you end up taking it so personally because we think that everything is about us sometimes. Like, we do, like, as people, like, yo, we do take things like very personal. Like myself, like I'm learning to like to rip those layers off of me and understand that like, yo, everything is not about me, you know? So yeah, maybe like, you know, and I try to take the time out to think what's going on. Maybe so-and-so's going through something, like, you know, I'm typically not the person to like be like, hey, are you okay? Because I don't want to seem like I'm intruding, but I might be like, I might just, you know, still talk to you like regular, you know, and or be like, hey, like if you need something, let me know. Like I try to like figure out ways to like kind of open the door just in case like maybe they're dying to say something and they just don't know how to, or they don't feel comfortable, or whatever the case is. You'd be surprised how much you get people to change their open when you just like meet them halfway without even them asking, you know, like, yo, life is hard, bro. Like everything, every day ain't gonna be the same. Like every day ain't gonna be like smiles or like a comedy show. Like it's so unrealistic. And you'd be surprised how many people just like cope, you know, you just cope in these kinds of ways where it's just like, oh, I wouldn't do that. That's another thing. People just assume that just because they wouldn't do something that like is confusing as to why somebody else would operate in a way that they wouldn't. But that's not for you to like understand, or for you to decide. Like that's just, it is what it is, you know. But yeah, you know, I don't know. That was just my little tidbit. Just because like, yo, like this week I was like mad distant. I was just like, yo, you know, I never want like friends and family to feel like I don't care or I don't want to be around or whatever the case is. Like, you know, I've just always been a very independent person in my life. And that's just the way I live it. You know, like I feel that, you know, I got to get through things by myself, which is also not realistic. Another thing that I have to deal with as well, like to understand that like, yo, sometimes you got to let people in. You got to trust. You got to be able to say like, listen, I don't know if you're going to understand what I got to say or whatever, but like, yo, this is it. Okay. But also, yeah, you got to know who you can trust. And that's really just like with paying attention and like intuitively feeling it, you know, because there's some people that you could know your entire life that you probably never will ever be able to tell things to, versus some people that you've probably known for a few months that they just get it, you know. That's the funny thing about life. But yeah, like that was just my thought for today. Let me know what you guys think. I hope everyone is safe and doing well. If you have any questions, comments, concerns, please do hit me up and let me know. I'm here 24/7. And thank you all for listening. I appreciate it as always.